Hi everybody, foXnoMad here, and today I want to help you travel smarter by showing you what a $190 a night hotel room looks like in Baghdad, Iraq. So I'm standing outside of the Coral Baghdad Hotel, not to be confused with the other Coral Hotel that is in this city. This is the Coral Baghdad Hotel, and like all of my hotel reviews, this is not sponsored or an advertisement. It's just where I'm staying in the city, and I thought I would give you a look inside to give you an idea of what you're gonna get for about this price range in this city, Baghdad. But before I show you the room, I got in pretty late last night because the flights do arrive pretty late into Baghdad, and I went straight to sleep. When I woke up this morning, I started with the breakfast buffet, which I gotta tell you is very, very impressive. Okay, so one thing that's pretty amazing, and I've got to say I'm actually starting my stay here with the breakfast because the flights get in pretty late at night, so you'll probably get in around 1, 2, 3 a.m. and then head straight to bed. So before I show you the room, I just wanted to give you an idea of what the breakfast buffet here is like, and it's pretty amazing. You get a ton of selection. There are a ton of vegetables, there are a ton of different, there's baba ganoush, there's also hummus, there's all kinds of fruits there available. There's also an omelet station where you can get your own omelet, a variety of different breads. I mean, it is just a massive, massive spread. And it was the first thing that I wanted to show you to give you an idea of what a $190 a night hotel room looks like in Baghdad, Iraq. So you might be wondering about security at the hotel. Well, it's pretty good. So every car that has to come in gets checked by security, and then only the cars that have a reason to be here are let in. So either they're bringing guests or they're not. And they have basically an access list of the cars that come in past the gate. Once you get in through the gate, then there's a security guard there. You go through a metal detector, they scan all of your bags. And if you stayed in a lot of hotels, or if you stayed in hotels that have that kind of security, a lot of times they'll just kind of brush it over. They won't really look carefully at what's in the bag or anything like that. I have to say here, they were much more careful letting people in and looking at actually at the x-ray machine to see what was in everybody's bag. So it's just like an added level of comfort that you have. And really in Iraq, you don't have a lot of selection when it comes to hotels. They're usually very expensive for what you get, and it can be hard because not a lot of people come here and online reviews aren't very reliable to find out what you're getting for your price. But so far I have to say this has turned out to be a pretty good deal. So I gotta say that breakfast buffet was pretty awesome. It's definitely a nice start to your day when you stay at a hotel. It has a good buffet and it has a bunch of food and a bunch of options, so you're not rushing out hungry. It's really nice. So I gotta say the breakfast buffet here definitely has my stamp of approval. But now that we've had some breakfast, I'm showing you some food. Now it's time to show you the room. Alright, so now that we're actually in the room, I gotta say it's pretty massive. It's a pretty large hotel room with one queen bed, and you can see just how big it is. So I gotta say, although the prices in Baghdad are a little bit more expensive for a hotel room than you might expect, at least you do get a pretty good room for it. So the bed last night, as you can see, which I slept in, was very comfortable. So it's a very just nice and comfortable bed. You've got some closet space and a really just wide open place with a very strong air conditioner, which is very important because this city is really hot. It's gonna be over 40, close to 45 degrees Celsius this week, which is about 120 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. I'll just put that on the screen, but yeah, it's pretty hot, so you got a very strong air condition to help combat the heat outside. And when you check in here, the process is fairly standard. There's a little bit of confusion online as to whether or not places take credit card or not,
or whether you can find ATMs, but yes and yes to both. So there's like a small 2-3% charge if you use credit card, but you can use a credit card here. So if in case you were wondering, that's not going to be an issue. And yeah, so the check-in was very smooth. The staff were very good. They did send a car for the airport transfer, which is about $100, which is a little bit expensive, I think, for an airport transfer. That was a little bit confusing, so you might have to call because they were waiting outside, and it took a little bit of coordination to get the airport transfer worked out once I had arrived at the airport. But other than that, it was a pretty standard check-in, and it was really nice to get to this room, which is very, very comfortable. So you know how usually when you look up a hotel room and you look at the pictures online or on their site, the pictures are usually a lot better than the actual room a lot of times, you know? Well, in this case it was the opposite. The pictures weren't that great on all the booking sites, but the rooms here are pretty good. I have to say, very clean. So I did do my thorough check where I was looking to see, you know, if they were cutting corners with the cleaning, and I can say this room is spotless. Very, very clean. Aside from the slight smell of somebody who had, clearly people have smoked cigarettes in here, but aside from that, I gotta say the room was very, very clean. So one thing, if you've followed any of my other hotel videos, make sure you're subscribed down below so you don't miss any of those. But if you've been following those videos, you know that one thing I really love and look for in my accommodation is having a big desk. Makes it really easy to get some work done, to edit videos, or to check email, or to do whatever. But just a nice dedicated space for my laptop and my electronics. Makes me feel so much better about a room when they do have a large desk, especially at hotels which are a little bit pricier and which are geared toward sort of business travelers. A lot of rooms don't have a desk, which is kind of ironic because they're catering toward, you know, business travelers. But this one does. Now, in case you're wondering about the Wi-Fi, it's been very reliable since I've been here, and the connection has been solid from my phone. But I wanted to do a speed test just to see the kind of bandwidth that we're actually getting. So the Wi-Fi is pretty fast. We're getting about 25 megabits download and about 33, 34, 35 megabits upload, which is great. I mean, that's a pretty good upload speed. So as far as the Wi-Fi goes, it is a very solid connection and it is pretty fast. I think you're going to be satisfied with the hotel Wi-Fi here. And having all of these dedicated places for your luggage and for maybe your smaller handbags is just really good use of the space, which makes it really nice, again, spread out and not feel too cramped. And you do also have a small little mini bar here, which I'll show you. A couple of snacks, a couple of soft drinks in there, some chips. No alcoholic beverages, but you do get your water, a kettle, some instant coffee, and also this view outside. And this area has a lot of shops and a mall just right down there. So it's a good place for walking. There's a Starbucks like not too far away. There's a bunch of different fast food places. So in terms of walkability, it's pretty walkable. It's not very crowded outside, and this isn't like you're not in the actual city center. You're not in the middle of everything, but you are close enough to get there by a car. It's not too far away. But if you want somewhere where you can walk around that's a little bit more chill and more relaxed than being in the center of Baghdad, then this hotel is at a good location. So those are the main parts of the hotel room itself, but no hotel room tour will be complete without a look at the bathroom. All right, and like the room, the bathroom itself is pretty spacious. Like, it's a pretty spacious bathroom. You've got dual shower heads there, but only one of the shower heads works. If I turn that all the way up, my arm will get wet. And otherwise, you've got some soap and some shampoo waiting for you, and it's just a also pretty large and nice bathroom, so it's pretty comfortable. And yeah, that's what $190 a night hotel room looks like in Baghdad, Iraq. I hope this video helps you if you're planning a trip here, or just to give you an idea of what you can get for this price range in Baghdad. But if you have any questions about hotel rooms or staying here, or anything else about traveling in this city, make sure you let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week and more videos from Baghdad coming up. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So those are all the main parts. Those of the room, but I guess it's time now. So those are all the main parts of. So those are the all.